tie and look at these same idols on their walls and around their necks and on their shoes and on their cuffs. Let me read this again. On this page, you will find both documented as well as a video evidence that confirms the truth students of prophecy have been declaring for decades. Not a couple minutes, not a couple seconds. Students of the prophecy that's been doing this for decades. Not just so-called black man or the so-called black women, but people of color, people of the truth who've been doing this for decades. How many years is a decade? It's a plural with S. They said that Roman Catholic popes wrote the Quran many hundreds of years ago so it could indoctrinate, brainwash the modern-day Islamic people. It didn't say the modern-day Muslim or the modern-day Hebrew. It said the modern-day Islamic. Just like they did the modern-day what? Christian. It's not the black Muslim and the black Christian killing each other? Isn't that why the Muslim and the Hebrew is killing each other? Is that not why Islam and Islamists and Christians, whether you so-called white or so-called black, or in the news talking about Muslim Islam is terrorists, Christianity is terrorist? Same demon, same war tactics, and y'all ain't getting it. Let's read on. Oh, and the resource for that is remnantofgod.com. There we go. It's called www.remnantofgod.org. Check it out. In fact, all you have to do is go to Google and say, who wrote the Quran? And there'll be a whole list of different scholars of different nationalities and colors and languages that say the exact same thing, that never met each other, just like the same thing in the scriptures, in the Torah. People who say the exact same thing but never met each other. And y'all still don't believe. That's okay. So now, we have other people who can validate this, who have decades of research and studying as students of prophecy. So there goes their credentials. Let's find another situation. Let's tie into this again. At the Human History Timeline, who wrote the Quran really? Now this is going to push you big. No, let me read some more into this. The etymology and meaning. The word Quran appears 70 times in the Quran itself, assuming various meanings. It's a verbal noun, masdar, of the Arabic verb ka'ar, he read or he recited. The Syriac equivalent is kayana, or kayena, which refers to scripture reading or lesson. While some Western scholars consider the word to be derived from the Syriac. So this is why you have to understand Aramaic and Arabic to understand the true Hebrew, not the Yiddish. It doesn't feel nor sound the same. It's a freaked up vibration. The majority of Muslim authorities hold the origin of the word is kara'ah, itself. Regardless, it had become an Arabic term by Muhammad's lifetime. So somebody just decided, forget the truth, we're just going to make it this, or not. An important meaning of the word is the act of reciting. Reflected in an early Quranic passage, it is for us to collect it and recite it. Quran Anu. What are you reciting? Even in the Torah. What are you reciting out the Torah? What are you bear witnessing to? What are you making a vow to in the midst of those consonants? Because the vow is the nuclei of a word. Remember I did that video too. In other verses, the word refers to an individual passage recited by Muhammad. It's literal, it's lit to little drunk. I'm jump that. Context is seen in a number of passages. For example, see when Al Quran is recited, listen to it, and keep silent. The word may also assume the meaning of the codified scripture when mentioned with other scriptures such as, Torah and Gospel. Bang. Let's jump ahead some more. Because this is going to push our wig back. Y'all going to be like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know this. Now, in the Encyclopedia of Islam, that says the Islamic studies scholars Welsh states in the Encyclopedia of Islam, check this out, that he believes that the graphic description of Muhammad's condition at these moments may be regarded as genuine because he was severely disturbed after these revelations. According to Welsh, these seizures would have been seen by those around him and convincing evidence for the superhuman origin of Muhammad's inspiration. However, Muhammad's critics accuse him of being possessed man, a soothsayer, or a magician, since his experiences were similar to those claimed by such figures well known in ancient Arabia. Welsh additionally states that it remained uncertain whether these experiences occurred before or after Muhammad's initial claim of prophethood. Was Jesus a magician, raising niggas from the dead, cursing fig trees? Now, if the Torah, let's just marinate on that for a minute. Encyclopedia of Islam, like Encyclopedia of Jews. Everybody got their own encyclopedia except for black folks. I tell you about that not reflecting light. I'm going to stop using that black. The devil don't like suckers. The devil don't like nothing fake. You either 100 wicked or you ain't. You either 100 black or you ain't. And if you had the heart of the black race, the black heart race, we wouldn't be having this conversation on these videos. That's a fact. But peep game though, this is why I did this comparison with Jesus, Muhammad, that it had all Roman and soothsayer and magic and death written all in it. Because just like the Chinese, pale skin, the Arab pale skin, they don't mind blowing themselves up. And then then believe that you're going to get 100 virgins with Muhammad in paradise. Now, this is one of the reasons where you can say being a black person ain't so bad. Because a black person ain't doing nothing like that. They pass you off some weed, a bottle of crack, a stand bag, a gun, do a robbery, but putting blowing up their own selves. Niggas ain't doing that. So big up the nigga them on that part. So I'm noticing that all the real prophets, damn, I'm trying to get this up so I can move the screen. I'm gonna find something else. Oh, I know what. Here we go. I'm just noticing through the investigations, the connection with Rome and Greece. Now we did the chronicle order that after 632 AD, the death of Muhammad, all of a sudden the Hadith comes out. Now let me read y'all this. This is gonna freak you out. Was Muhammad's wife a Catholic? Now listen to this. 1 minute Muhammad's Arab, 1 minute he's black, 1 minute he marries his own Arab family. 1 minute his blood is pure, and this is the seed of Muhammad, and yet some Arabs and some folks here in the United States claiming it, like Selassie's claiming to be the blood of Solomon. I mean, what the hell? Well, just be yourself. You know what I mean? What the hell? Well, I'm going to read this to y'all. This comes out of www.thechristiansolution.com. Khadijah, the first Jewish convert to Islam. And everybody say that Islam started with Muhammad, whose critics said he was a magician, a soothsayer, amongst other things, who so happened to be living in the time of Roman occupation after the Greek occupation, in the midst of their own occupation between Mecca, Sudan, Saudi and Syria, their old wars, and then fighting to keep us out of our situation, and then fighting with the Persians. I mean, the other brothers. So they just been fighting, so I don't know how they get time to marry a Jew. So you know a Jew, or what's my tongue in this case, a Hebrew woman or a seed of Abraham would not be welcome in the Arab family at all. But why would they say Khadijah, the first Jewish convert to Islam? Look at it. When I looked at it, I said, how did they come up with that? Big game. Muhammad's beloved first wife, Khadijah, was Jewish. The first Jewish convert to Islam. Now, this is in the midst of what year? We'll say 5 AD. Remember, the so-called Jesus, he's gone at 32. I mean, some of the books about him written started in 32 AD. Muhammad comes at the earliest 590 AD. So from 590 AD back to 32 AD, that's a lot of time before Muhammad was even thinking about or whatever was going on. But all of a sudden, boom, somebody comes up with this idea. Now that the Hebrews been spreaded, Ishmael has been spreaded, because Hajar was an Egyptian princess. I already proved to y'all that Hajar's father was Akkadian, named Rekayon, Book of Jasher. We already did the video. We already did the post. We showed you that Ishmael is Hebrew. He's Akkadian like his dad Abraham. But here they say Muhammad's beloved first wife, Khadijah, was Jewish. And then there's no J for Jesus, and now there is a J for Jew, because now in 632, the word Jewish was used by the Hellenist Jews. That's what's in the scripture, not the Torah. In their gospel, rather. Around the time of 32 AD. You see what I'm saying? So they're using 32 AD, J or Jews or Jesus, to make it plausible for Khadijah to be Jewish, to be converted from Islam, which is Muhammad, who was known as a soothsayer magician by his critics. And it says he had seizures. Any person that is a spiritual healer, whatever, know that seizures or spirits, bad spirits. I'm just saying. I did a lot of research on that stuff. So, that's what they call them, exorcisms. Let me read this to you. Khadijah bint Khuwaylid. That's why I don't mind English. Now, Khadijah was the first wife of the Prophet Muhammad, a follower of Judaism. According to tradition, she became the first female convert to Islam, the new religion Muhammad had begun to preach. So hold up. Don't that sound like Peter and Jesus, when Peter asked Jesus, "Hey, what's up with the root, man? What's up with the fruit?" And Jesus started talking about the mountain and the sea, and then tell this it'll be moved. So Muhammad do the same shit to Khadijah. So you gonna tell me Khadijah walked with the prophets, knew the history of her forefathers. She just said, screw the Torah, the Most High's way of life, and follow a magician, a soothsayer, like they followed Jesus, the magician, and the soothsayer. Am I missing something here? Well, I'm trying to think of what scripture that is that say he was a magician or something like that, raising niggas from the dead. What was that? The resurrection. Why didn't they use the same magic to resurrect Muhammad? These are the questions I be asking. Why is if Jesus used the same magic to resurrect himself, or had his people resurrect him to create a wonderful story, but do you think that's kind of selfish for Jesus not to tell the other folks, hey man, you resurrect Muhammad? Well, somehow, you know what I mean? It's me. I'm not really making jokes of it for real, but if I could tell you everything that I see and what I know for sure, and the logic in which I see in nature, in the nature of men, you have to start kind of making kind of little jokes out of it because it hurts that much. We finish reading it. According to tradition, she became the first female convert to Islam. They didn't say woman, they said female. The new religion Muhammad had begun to preach. She was approximately 15 years his senior when she proposed the idea of marriage. She married him in 595. He died in 632. This is 595. When I said 590. This is my first time reading. I heard the story, but to actually dig into it was something phenomenal right now. And I got this just reading out of the Quran. I didn't know, anyway. So, according to this, he didn't rape her. So that's to go to the myth of that. He didn't, you know what I mean? She's 15. She wants to do something different. Judaism, or the way, at the pure Judaism, I guess at that time, was too strict for her because she may want to worship something different. She wanted to dress something, because like y'all teenage girls right now, and you teenage little knuckleheads too. You know how, because y'all teenagers, y'all want to do something different. Mom, you old, that's outdated. I did the same thing to my parents too. They're all gone. That's outdated. I got to do it like this. Come to find out, ain't nothing new under the sun for real. So at 15 years old, she ran off. She wanted to, experience something else. So why not Muhammad? The dude was intelligent. You know what I mean? He was touched by something. He had a following, so she wasn't going to starve. So that was a power move. At least she ain't leave home for a bag of weed or a bag of weed like some of you clowntastic females out there. You know who you is. Or you with your mom and dad because they don't want you going out the house with some horror clothes on and looking like some damn clown with all these funny colors in your hair and bright ass orange lipstick with streaks going across your face with a big ass horn in your nose. What's that nose? What's the ring right there for? What's that about? Niggas ain't Persian. Golly. She supported him throughout his mission, and such was his love for her that he took no other wife until after her death. See? So when you say a man shouldn't be with a 15-year-old, in certain cultures, a real man would not just take a 15-year-old for the sake of her being 15. He knows that he's responsible for a life and that he loves that life as if it was his own sister or his own mother, his grandmother. That's not just a young toy or a young piece of flesh because it's pretty. No, that's for you black heart, you black people that think like that. That's why we have pedophilia and this Pizzagate scandal and niggas like African been barred hiding behind. No, let me shut up. She supported him. The year of her death, okay, we did that. The year of her death has been named the year of grief because of the devastation it caused the Prophet. She was his only wife for about 25 years until her death. So we say she was 40 when she passed. 25 years and she was 15. Khadijah's age had been usually thought of as 40 at the time of the second marriage. However, it must be pointed out that the union produced 5 children, something which had been unlikely at the time for a woman over 40. Okay, that's something different. Now it says, where's Khadijah? Okay. Over time, Muhammad's power grew in his stature, but he also got from his beloved Jewish wife, Khadijah, was a deeper understanding of Judaism, for which of Judaism is contained in Islam. And you wonder why I say Yahweh. But so here's the twist coming in, because it says the ultimate goal was to unite Arab and Jew. It didn't say Hebrew or Muslim. This is what I was telling you all about. It's right here in their own writing. Let me see if I can boost it up. See, who's running the world right now? In their own writing, praise Yah. That's how I know the Most High. Where's it at? Where's it at? Yeah, that's it. Oh, here it go. Right here where my thumb is at. Right to left. Now, this is what confirms your book right now that these things is being confirmed. Remember we told you the Arab took Muslim, perverted it, and called it Islam. That's why in the Quran it says, do not make yourself a sect. S-E-C-T. That was the clue in the Quran. Do not make yourself a sect, even you Moors. The Quran is still the Quran. Muslim is still Muslim. It's still rooted in our Abraham seed. That's what makes us kinfolks, because y'all keep breaking up the family. Isaac and Ishmael as brothers, they still family by blood. That's how we knew you transgressors. So people, how they do this, right? This is what's going on. This is true. You know what I mean? You can quote me on this too. Please do. The Arabs, that's why they're in your local neighborhood stores. I mean, that's why they have stores in your neighborhoods. You notice there's Arab stores like there's Catholic churches. So you got an Arab store with all the weed paraphernalia, crack paraphernalia, heroin paraphernalia, pipes, you name it. Only in the black community. Facts. Just like there's 15 liquor stores only in the black community. Catholic Church, Baptist Church, mosque, Arab store with drug paraphernalia. Only in your black communities. And you'll go to Mecca. So we're getting off of Jesus. We're getting on Muhammad. You fucking 5-star crusted motherfuckers. You thought y'all turn around gonna come? Don't get mad at me. This in the Quran. It's in the Quran. Before there was any hadiths made by men, because the hadith is nothing but the gospel. I don't know if you black Muslims, Islamists, well, I can say black Hebrews, I guess I can say black Muslims. Still ain't shedding off no light. So, ride with me on this, good folks. Now, when you look at this bigger picture, you have to ask yourself, how are they getting away with this? How? How did Khadijah, 15 years old, who was a Judite, whose great-great-grandfather was a what? Hebrew. That's how she could be a Jew. Duh. So you still want to be a black Muslim or a black Islam, or do you want to come back home? You want to come back home, or what y'all want to do? Same thing with you so-called black Christians. You want to come home, or do you want to stay outside the cold? That's up to you. The door's open. It don't cost you nothing but a new heart. And that belongs to the Most High, you know. What else were we going to say about this? So we look at the correlation. Our family's been going to Mecca for how long? We've been giving money to these black Islamic facilities and facilitators for how long? Really, how long, people? How long? Just as long as we've been giving money to the Christian church. Think about it. Muhammad died 632 AD. And according to the Pale Skins calendar, Jesus died 1 AD. So you got 633 years. So you get 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. So they get you with the mind, body, and soul wrapped up. Deliver you to Santa Claus. Because isn't that funny how the black Islamist, black Muslim, and the black Hebrew are celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas? Doesn't find that kind of funny? But yet, you get pale-skinned Muslim and pale-skinned Christian talk about, let's kill all the black niggas. And let's kill all Muslims. And the Muslims saying, let's kill all the Christians and black people. Like, well, damn. Y'all killing each other, and both of y'all want to kill us. And then we killing our own selves. Because we keep walking right in between they fight. And then we'll pick sides like y'all did at these elections. Thinking that you're going to pick either side that you pick is not going to kill you anyway. Murder, she wrote. Na na na. Murder, she wrote. There still is something. Bang, taranka. Na, 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 na. Remind me of that song, Super Cat. Or Shabba Ranks. Gun pun me. Bang, bang. Man. Sad. All right, let me get back to this video. I just had a moment. It says also, now, we'll live off. It says, the side effect of siding with the Arabs wanted to keep for themselves all the land they had conquered. Or let's see, they had conquered, so the Jews did not nearly as much control over Jerusalem as they would have liked. But at least Jewish rabbis would be permitted in the city walls again, which was forbidden during Christian rule. What? How that? How that? How that? When you go outside, or you turn on your TV, look at the Jew, look at the Arab, and then look at the Jewish rabbi and what is forbidden in Jerusalem by Christian rule. Who rules Christianity? Not you black folks. You know this, man. That's a fact. Let's not get all saucy. What black man owns Islam? None. That's fact 2. What black man owns? Catholicism. None. That's fact